Welcome to the channel, and welcome to this 2,500 point match play game between Adeptus Mechanicus and Dark Angels. Today on the channel, my Adeptus Mechanicus force, known as the Penitent Forge, have descended upon this broken world. A battle once raged across this world many decades ago, a battle fought by the 13th versus the forces of Chaos. My Space Marines fought here and they've left here, and this place has grown cold and old, and the leaves are beginning to find their way back on the trees at the edge of this parkland here, and the ruins of the city are stretching away and off into the distance. Now the Penitent Forge have returned to scry this battle grid and recover data. They dropped these servitors down onto this battle grid many moons ago, and these servitors have been wandering around all over the place, gathering as much data as they can, gathering as much holy knowledge as they can, and the Penitent Forge are here to recover them. And then the Dark Angels turned up and started attacking the Penitent Forge. Why the Dark Angels are here, the Penitent Forge don't know. Of course the Penitent Forge don't know, because the Dark Angels have their own reasons. They are a mystery wrapped inside a secret, which has been stuffed inside a fish and eaten by a penguin. We don't know why they're here, but the Dark Angels know why we're here, and we welcome back to the channel Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. You've been on the channel. You've been on the channel before with your Dark Angels.
Yes.
And actually, the last time we fought, you were on with your Dark Angels on Deployment Zone.tv.
Correct. Yeah.
And that was an awesome game. What we did was we fought Tyranids versus Dark Angels inside the guts of a Space Hulk, and that went down very well. A lot of people said that was one of the favourite games they've ever seen, and we wanted to do that again.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I've been fighting far too many Tyranids recently.
There's been a lot.
So, and the Penitent Forge haven't been on for a while, so we thought we'd do the Penitent Forge versus the Dark Angels. And we'll get back to the Space Hulk, I'm sure, in the future. We'll have Tyranids versus the Dark Angels on another Space Hulk in the future. But we've tied the narrative from that fight into this one. Basically, you're looking for the 13th.
Yeah, they've got a lot of run-ins with Chaos.
The 13th have?
Yeah.
Not the Dark Angels?
No, I mean, well...
No, the Dark Angels have got no run-ins with Chaos whatsoever.
We're completely loyal. Just read the books, guys. just read a book. No, the idea is that the 13th run into Chaos a lot. There's a lot of dealings with them.
That happens.
And I want to know why.
Yes.
Now, the Penitent Forge are a little bit quiet as to their connections with the 13th. So, I asked nicely, and now I'm going to take the information.
Basically, the Dark Angels, Azrael himself, are hunting for the 13th. And to get to the 13th, they've got to make their way through the Penitent Forge. They know the Penitent Forge are deployed on this battle grid, and they know the Penitent Forge are downloading lots of information, lots of data from these servitors, these 4 servitors that are scattered across this battle grid. There's one over there, and one over there. So we are playing a game from 2018, chapter approved, called, Supplies from Above. It's supposed to be some supplies have been dropped across the battle grid, and these supplies that can wander around, can move. So that made perfect sense when we've got these servitors. Basically, at the start or end of each battle round, forget when, we roll off, and if it's an equal dice roll, then these objectives stay where they are. And if Chris beats me, he can move these servitors 3 inches anywhere he wants. If I beat him, I can move them 3 inches anywhere I want. So instead of supplies drifting on the wind, we've got servitors wandering around, scanning the environment, gobbling up data here, there and everywhere, and these objectives will be moving. And the Penitent Forge are here to download that data, and the Dark Angels are here to steal that data and perhaps grab a couple of Skitarii troops and bring them back to the dungeons of the Rock to interrogate them, to find out about the 13th. And I'm sure in the future we will have a Dark Angels versus 13th confrontation. But for now, 2,500 points of match play goodness from chapter approved. So we rolled off, and the way it worked is Chris won the roll-off for the table edge, and we've got hammer and anvil. The Adeptus Mechanicus will be deployed on this edge, coming in from the park up to 24 inches in. And I'll be deploying first because you won the dice off for the deployment zone. And the Dark Angels are rumbling out of the city in their tanks and their transports coming this way. So there's quite a bit of cover for the Dark Angels. Every unit that's within any of this gravel or any of this terrain is going to get +1 cover save. You've got all these barricades, which will be +1 if you've got any infantry within an inch of them. So plenty of cover for the Dark Angels as they advance on the Penitent Forge's position. 4 objectives on the table, each of them worth a point each. There's also First Strike, Slay the Warlord, Line Breaker. So that means I'm going to have to get a unit all the way up there to get Line Breaker, and the Admech are very, very slow. However, I have brought a nice narrative list, a walking list, a list full of infantry and warglaves and armigers that have been sweeping and clearing and making their way across this battle grid. So let's go and have a look at these armies. Right, this is 2,500 points on the nose of Adeptus Mechanicus with a super heavy auxiliary detachment in the backfield there. I've got 2 battalions, which gives me 13 command points. So you need 2 HQs in each. So there's 4 HQs, and I've got 10 troop choices spread across here, there, and everywhere. I really like the idea of having some big stompy Helverins and armigers making their way across the battle grid, and lots of infantry on foot covering the advance of the robots as they make their way up the table. The Penitent Forge follow the Martian Forge World dogma. So we are from Mars, which means we roll 2 Canticles of the Omnissiah, and we pick them both. And because I've got Belisarius Core, aka D17, the 17th designate hive node of the Penitent Forge, I can modify that number up or downwards. And his Warlord trait is, well, he gets to any Admech force within 6 inches of him re-rolls everything. His Warlord trait gets that up to 9 inches. So I've got 3 re-rolls up to 9 inches of D17. And it only works in the shooting phase. I've got an Engine Seer and 2 Dominuses. And from a relic, I've given this one the Red Axe because he's painted red and I won't forget it. And now I've said that, I will definitely forget it. He's got an Eradication Array. This one's got a Volkite Blaster. These guys allow you to re-roll 1s to any Admech forces within 6 inches of them. Core does it within 9 inches of him. And so yeah, lots of re-roll goodness. Their re-rolls do not affect the knights, do not affect the armigers in the back grid. Just the troops, just the infantry. And they can heal themselves, and they can heal other units around them. And I've got some infiltrators because I ran out of infantry. These guys are elites. But all the rest are troops. So 9 destroyers, 3 units of 3 with their heavy plasma culverins. Those are D6 plasma shots a turn. They're quite nasty. And then loads and loads and loads of little guys, which aren't nasty. There's a squad with some arc rifles in. This one has got 2 transuranic arquebuses in. The Vanguard in the backfield, I've put a plasma in every squad. Plasma caliber in every squad. Except for this squad here, which has got 2 arc rifles, and the Alpha has got an arc pistol and a taser goad. And the reason why I did that is because this one is GSO1. No, not that one. This one is GSO1. There he is, the Titan Killer with his upgrades. The man who took down an Eldar Titan. He will be remembered. What a hero. And then 6 armigers in the backfield. 4 armiger warglaves, 2 armiger Helverins. I've got melters on the carapace on every single one. I'm using Questor Mechanicus tradition, so these guys can heal 1 wound back on them. And I'm going with House Tyrannus, which basically means they ignore damage on a 6. It's like an Iron Hands chapter tactics thingy bob. But any damage they take, roll a dice on a 6, you ignore that wound. And the reason why I'm picking that one is because I've picked different ones for the Knights of the Penitent Forge, and I keep forgetting them. In every single battle grid that I've done, I remember them about 50% of the time. And if these guys have got basically Iron Hands chapter tactics, ignoring damage on a 6. I'm quite familiar with that rule, so I should remember to roll the dice. Now I've said that, I'll probably forget that too. So 2,500 points worth of Adeptus Mechanicus. I'm really liking this list. The whole point behind it was bring the Stompy robots and bring as many infantry as I could. Not sure how competitive it'll be. Maybe not. I mean, I've got some pretty powerful DACA in the backfield, and I've got quite a few plasma cannons to play around with. But I've also got lots and lots of chaff, and I'm sure the Dark Angels will have no problem digging through all the infantry. It's going to be interesting. Let's check out the Dark Angels. Right, this is just under 2,500 points worth of Dark Angels. There's 2 battalions here as well, which is 13 command points, and you brought Azrael.
Yep.
Which gets you an extra one, which is 14 command points.
Yep.
And Azrael is obviously your warlord, and on a 5+, you get command points back.
And he gets a free reroll once per game as well, if I remember it.
Yeah.
So.
And if anyone needed a Primaris model.
Yeah. I painted him about 15 years ago.
Oh, that's lovely. You did a good job on a 15-year-old model. Hey, if Azrael did the Rubicon Primaris, would it be a good thing or a bad thing as a Dark Angels player?
We're undecided at the moment. I mean, this whole list is about road testing them, so
yeah,
we are undecided. It's why Azrael himself has turned up to see how these guys do.
Okay.
They haven't been given their chapter badges or any marks yet, simply because they are yet to be gained and they need to earn their badge.
No Primaris in the inner circle yet either,
no.
Obviously. Right, so what are we looking at?
So, on the advice of last game, there are some lieutenants. So, going from Azrael, we've then got a Primaris lieutenant, just with a power sword.
Yep.
We've then got an unnamed master with a Heavenfall blade and a storm shield.
What's a Heavenfall blade?
It's a power sword, but it's +2 strength.
Okay, is it damage 1?
No, damage D3.
So it's like a relic blade.
Oh, right. I don't have the Space Marine Codex.
Oh, right. So, okay.
And then next to him, if anybody knows, we've got Lieutenant Corvolo with his combi melter and power sword.
Cool.
He was on a Space Hulk recently, and he's come to finish the job he started.
He was a dude.
Behind him, we've got 3 bog standard tactical squads. There's a power sword in one of them, and then the other sergeants just have bolt, pistol, and chainsaw.
Nice.
I've got 1 las cannon, 1 missile launcher, and 1 heavy bolter because stratagems are a thing.
Hellfire rounds.
Indeed.
Nice.
Then behind them we've got their transports. So because I'm a Dark Angels player, those are las plas razorbacks. So twin plasma gun and a las cannon on each.
Yeah, Dark Angels do like their plasma.
Gotta bring it.
Talking about plasma.
10 Hell Blasters for Azrael's Walking Castle.
Yep.
Because it is the internet, I have to bring it.
Well, it's just good, right? Azrael gives a 4-up invulnerable save to anyone within X inches, and
any
the way
infantry or biker, yeah.
Yeah, and the best way to play him is just sticking with a unit of big Hell Blasters
and walk
forward and kill everything.
So they're the rapid fire ones I'm bringing.
Okay, so 2 shots at 24-inch range, strength 6.
No. Sorry, the normal.
Right.
Not the assault, the rapid fire. So,
all right. So strength 7, 30-inch range rapid fire ones.
Yeah. So
nice.
Then they'll have Lieutenant Azrael walking with them.
Yep.
And then I've got 3 5-man squads of intercessors. There are 2 auxiliary grenade launchers in there because they look cool. And just other than that, they've just got the normal bolt rifle, so the -1.
Yeah.
30-inch range rapid fire.
Yeah, so you've got quite a lot of range here.
Yeah, that was the idea. And then I was expecting to go against onagers and robots, so I thought I need las cannons.
Yeah.
So I bought 16.
Yeah.
3 las cannon preds.
Yep.
And obviously the las cannons on the razorbacks.
Yeah.
And based on the advice from my last game, I saw the comments on YouTube. Everyone said, you don't take predators without captain and lieutenant. So that's exactly what they're doing here.
Yeah.
So they are the point defence for my predators.
Yeah.
And then because Azrael is here and he's trying out some very green guys, he needs his retinue. So if things go south, he can summon in his Deathwing bodyguard. So we've got 5 Deathwing Knights, and Brother Barrakiel, he has been awoken and he is angry.
Brother Barrakiel.
So that's Grav Flux Bombard, 2 Heavy Flamers, and a good old Storm Cannon just in case.
Nice. And so we have got some of the inner circle here. Not because there's any fallen to hunt, but because Azrael, the chapter master of the Dark Angels, are here. Now, I think I outnumber you about 3 to 1. However, you've got an awful lot of DACA. An awful lot of attack, and not a lot of speed in your list except for the Razorbacks. But of course the Terminators can teleport in. However, there's not a lot of speed in my list. However, my Infiltrators can teleport in, so we might just smash up against each other in the middle. We shall see. Let's go on to deployment. And we're deployed for this 2,500 point match play game called Supplies from Above from Chapter Approved 2018. But rather, Supplies from Above, we've got servitors wandering around the battlefield. They've been wandering around this ancient ruined place for many decades, gathering data. And these objectives are going to move. So the way it works is at the start of each battle round, starting with the player who has first turn, we alternate between picking these objective markers and seeing if they move or not, up to 3 inches. And then starting from the second battle round, each player scores 1 victory point for each objective marker they control at the start of their turn. So I'll score at the start of my turn, Chris will score at the start of his turn, and potentially you could be on an objective marker at the end of your battle round and one of these things wanders off and suddenly you're not scoring it anymore. So that's going to be very interesting. And then there's a point for Slay the Warlord, First Strike and Linebreaker. And so I have got Designate 17 with a big castle right in the middle of this Central Park area. And he's not going to hold back. He wants this data. He is unafraid of the Dark Angels and their tech. Indeed, he's built most of their tech. Well, no, he hasn't built most of their tech. They've built it on the rock. But he knows how the tech works. And he's going to bust up forward and try and secure as much as possible. Unit with Transuranic Arquebuses on this side, and of course the Questor Mechanicus Knights in the middle of the battle grid, ready to run forward. I've put a unit over here next to this objective, and there is a Tech Priest Engineer back in this corner, and he's going to stay there all game as my Deep Strike Denial unit, because there is a unit of Deathwing Terminators that could teleport in. And there's an objective down there, and I don't want them coming in and smashing the unit that's holding that objective and then stealing it off of me. And here we have a unit of Vanguard, and GSO1 is in that squad. And then I put some stuff out on the flank. I've put another Dominus and some more units over here. I've kept the Infiltrators in reserve so they can deep strike in. Or they're already on the battle grid according to the narrative. They can dig their way out from underground and appear. And Chris has done this. We've got all 3 of the Las Cannon Predators back there with a captain and a lieutenant near them, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yep. And inside the Rhinos are all the tactical squads. So we've got 5-man squads and all the Rhinos. But the Leviathan Dreadnought and some Intercessors are here, hidden behind that wall. Because currently I deployed first, so I get first turn unless Chris steals from me. And stealing's bad, kids.
You don't steal from your friends.
You do not steal from your friends. But if I go first, I won't be able to shoot anything behind that massive ruin there. Line of sight being very important in games of 40k. There's one of the servitors, and currently you're on one of the other servitors, which is over there. And that's where Azrael is, with his big squad of Hellblasters and all the Intercessors up on these ruins, ready to plunge fire down onto the Skitarii.
Let them come.
Let them come onto our guns. Right. Do you want to try and steal?
Well, why not?
Stealing's bad, Chris.
Yeah.
Stealing's bad. 5. No. So it will be Admech turn 1. But at the start of this battle round, we're going to roll off and see if these objective markers move. So at the end of turn 1 movement phase, the Penitent Forge advance up the battle grid, and my Canticles of the Omnissiah are Shroud Psalm and reroll hit rolls of 1. And this servitor moved a little bit, and this servitor over there moved a little bit back towards the Dark Angel's lines. He's obviously scanning those barrels over there. Maybe there's something interesting in them. I'm talking about advancing. All the Vanguard units here advanced, and so did E17. D17, sorry, E17?
Stay now.
Stay now. Designate 17 advance forward as well. And then the battle servitors also, they didn't advance, they just rumbled up, because at 30-inch range, I was out of 36-inch range, I was out of range of most things. And then the Questorus Knights splitting off in all sorts of different directions. When you deploy a unit, they have to be in 6 inches of each other. But then after they move, They count as independent units. So one went busting through that gap there because I'm aware that there is a Leviathan dreadnought hidden in those ruins. And these two made their way up as far as they can with just in range of one of those predators back there. Of course, the Helverins back here with 60-inch range. Oh, they're going to be in range all day long. And I made sure that there are plenty of units along and across the backfield for deep strike denial, so the teleporting Deathwing Terminators won't be able to get a good target lock in the backfield and come smashing into my lines. But as I make my way up the table, I'm sure in other game turns, there's going to be gaps appearing in my lines where they could potentially teleport in, because this hammer and anvil deployment, it is long and stretched out, so I've got to mind the gap. Anyway, let's go on to the shooting phase. Right, let's what was that?
Just saying that it's true that my Terminators do have a very vested interest in your back passage.
I don't want Terminators in my back passage.
Well, who does? Your spiky bits.
Spiky bits. This Helverin will pick on that Predator, Lascannon Predator in the middle of the shot right there. And I have 4 D3 Predator autocannon shots. They're not Predator autocannon shots, but they function similarly. This is the number of shots. 7 shots with the Armature autocannons hitting on 3s. And I managed to get 4 hits on the Predator. It's strength 7 versus toughness 7, so this is the tricky part. I get 2 wounds in at -1, sir. So 2 4-up saves. You make 1 fail 1, and it does a flat 3 damage. Predators start off with 11 wounds, so it's on 8 left. So let's fire the second Helverin at them. Number of shots, D3 each time. 7 shots hitting on 3s. And 4 hits again, exactly the same. Wounding on 4s. And 3 wounds this time, sir. So 3 4-up saves.
The lion.
And
yes.
The lion protects. This is not going to plan. So this Armature Warglaive is in range of that injured Predator. Has D3 shots with this thermal spear for 1 shot. Now I could re-roll it using a thingy bob, but I really need to keep it for damage. So I'll keep it at 1 shot, which hits on a 3, and strength 8, I'll wound on a 3. Now I'm going to re-roll that, spending my first command point. I don't wound.
Yes.
I don't wound.
If I end this turn with 3 Predators, something's gone wrong.
Let's fire this next one at it. Number of shots. 2 shots this time, hitting on 3s. They both hit.
Oh.
Wounding on 3s. 1 wound. It's AP -4, so you don't get a save.
That's
However,
unfair, isn't it?
yeah, but D6 damage and you've got 8 wounds left. It looks like you're going to end this game on the turn on a Predator left. 1. I do 1 damage.
I got away with it.
Yeah, kill shot is a thing, right?
Yeah.
Kill shot is a thing.
Laws of averages, I will also do that badly when I shoot back.
We shall see. So I've got a couple of Helverins left to fire. Like, we got down and looked. This one can see the top of that Leviathan. But you've got a nice save because you're huddled in. Anyway, number of shots. 1 shot. These weapons are clearly not warmed up yet. Hitting on a 3. It misses anyway. Oh dear. Right, the last Armature Warglaive. Let's fire at that Razorback there. Yeah. Number of shots. Please get more than a 1. I get a 1. 1 shot. Which hits on a 3. And wounds on a 3. It wounds. D6 damage. For 3 damage. 3 damage on a Razorback. So basically, 4 Armature Warglaives fired this turn and did 4 points of armour to some vehicles. That was disappointing.
That was fantastic.
Right, back across to this flank. These 3 Cataphrone Destroyers here can see the arse end of this Razorback, so we will fire at them. They get D6 shots each. For that many shots. I should mention, I am overcharging, but I'm hitting on 4s. It's a heavy gun, but these guys have got an ability, heavy battle servitor. They can move forward and fire heavy guns without the penalty. So I'm hitting on 4s. And I'm re-rolling 1s because there is a Tech Priest Dominus nearby. I didn't get any 1s, but fortunately, 1s would kill me if I failed the re-roll. So in the end, 6 shots get through. This is strength 8 now because I'm overcharged versus toughness 7. So I need 3s to wound. And they all wound. Now, it's more than a 6-up save because you're entirely in a ruin and you're more than 50% obscured from me. So that's +1 to your cover save. So you have 6 5-up saves. And each does 2 damage. And you make 5 out of 6. That's beautiful. Only taking 2 damage off that Razorback. Lovely.
Swing.
The Emperor's definitely protecting you this turn.
Well, don't jinx it.
No, I'm trying to jinx it. You're definitely protected by the Emperor, and all the rest of my shots will do no damage to you whatsoever. Trying to jinx it. Right. Across to this unit of battle servitors here. I need first strike. If I don't kill anything in turn 1, that's a point lost already. And each of these objectives is only one worth 1 point each. So first strike is a very, very important point.
Isn't that joke about being loyal? You see, you say they're not loyal.
I never said that. I said they were mysterious, wrapped in a penguin.
Wrapped in a fish eaten by a penguin.
Yeah, that's it. That's very mysterious. So this is a unit of intercessors, right?
Correct.
So these things do damage a time. So if I overcharge this squad here and fire at them for this number of shots, which is really bad. 6 shots hitting on 4s. Now I can reroll the 1s. I can reroll everything because cool is there. However, if I reroll those 2s and 3s and they become 1s, I'm going to lose a plasma servitor. But I really, really need first strike this round. So I'm going to reroll everything. And there's a 1. So one of the battle servitors definitely dies. And then strength 8, toughness 4. So 2's to wound now. I get 4 wounds through. And you're within range of Azrael, right? You made sure when you deployed them. So they've got a 4-up and vulnerable save rather than the ruin save. And you fail 3. So 3 for 1. I'll buy that for $1. Right, across to the other unit of destroyers. Now, I'd really like to fire at the unit that I injured, but someone put some trees in the way and I can't see.
Someone told me large line of sight block and terrain is important for games of 40k.
He's clearly a moron.
Oh, right.
Let's fire the other squad into this squad here. And we got down and had a look again. These two can see the ones on that side. This one can see this guy stood out here who thinks he's a bit tough.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fire at them.
For survival, in the 40k universe, don't point out windows.
No. Duck and cover. D6 shots each. That's better. 12 shots. I am overcharging obviously because intercessors have 2 wounds each. Hitting on 4s. And I can re-roll everything if I want to. Now, do I want to re-roll any of these? Because of call. I'm in 9 of call. I can choose any dice. Let's roll 2 of them. Let's re-roll 2. I don't want to push my luck. The dice gods. Re-roll these. I roll a 1 anyway. Ooh. And miss. So that kills a battle servitor.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, lesson learned. Doing more damage to myself than you this round. 4's to wound. And
2's to wound.
2's to wound. Anyway, only 5 got through. 5 4-up and vulnerable saves because of Azrael's force field of doom.
His helmet of goodness.
And you lose 3 of them as well. Right, the Vanguard are going to have to do it. They all advance, so we're hitting on 4s instead. The front 4 in this rank can reach out and touch those guys in there. Let's fire the Plasma Caliber first and overcharge it because nothing's gone wrong with overcharging weapons so far.
It's a viable thing.
I'm hitting on 3s. Then I apply the modifier and re-roll. So they both miss. And I can re-roll because of call. So hitting on 3s. And then it's -1 because I advanced. And that Plasma Caliber guy dies. And then the Radium Carbines. What is going on? Radium Carbines hitting on 3s. And then the re-roll. I can't. That is a natural hit, so I can't re-roll it. And then apply the modifier, so now I'm hitting on 4s. So that number of hits. I am strength 3, your toughness 4. I'm wounding on 5s. I get 1 wound through. 2-up save.
Yeah, 2-up. Which I make.
Chris has just said he doesn't want to overcharge his Hell Blasters because obviously this is a very, very hot planet and these cores are blowing up. Right, let's do it again with this squad. The front 3 can reach out. There's a Plasma Caliber. Yes, I'm overcharging it on this very hot planet. And then re-roll because of cool. And then apply the modifier down to it. Yeah, so they both hit. So hitting on 4s because I advanced. Strength 8 now.
1 hit.
What?
So you got 5 and 4.
Yeah, well I was normally hitting on 3s. And then -1 is, yeah. So I've got a 5 and a 4. Comes a 3 and a 4. And that's a hit. Strength 8. Toughness 4. 2's to wound. 1 wound. 1 4-up and run. He dies. And then there's 2 guys in the front that can reach out and touch you with your Radium Carbines. These guys rolling to hit. Then re-roll. Look at that. 5 6s. Target acquired, my friend. These dice available from deploymentzone.tv. I need 6s to wound now, because 6s to wound do 2 damage, radium carbines. But first I've got a wound on 5s. I get 1 wound. Just 1 wound through. This squad is going to survive. He did, and he makes the save anyway. I count that as a success. I fired a plasma weapon without killing myself.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't kill anything else. But I count that as a success. That was a great success. And then we got down and had a look and measured distances, and everything else I've got is out of range or out of line of sight, because they're deployed hull down in all of these ruins here. So that is the end of my turn 1. There's no assaults coming up. So now you've got a morale test to take on this guy. And would you be so kind as to run away so I can get first strike?
Well, let's give it a go. So lost 3.
He's fine.
Yeah, and the garniser.
It's a 2 plus the 4 is 6. He holds firm. And at the end of the Penitent Forge's turn 1, I've tickled a Razorback and a Predator and not killed them. Tickled 2 squads of Intercessors and not killed them. And killed 2 Cataphrone Destroyers myself.
Good work.
And yeah, I think I did well.
Yeah.
The corn cares not, right? So at the end of turn 1 for the Penitent Forge, it's 0 points to 0. It's gone to Dark Angel's turn 1. So here we are after the Dark Angel's very short movement phase. We had some Intercessors and a Dreadnought move. And did you move anything else, Chris?
Why would I?
Because there's an objective there which you could come on and get and score at the start of your turn, and then I'll charge you and hurt you, but maybe not kill you, and you score it, maybe.
For 1 point, I don't want to go face to face with a massive chainsaw attached to a killer robot.
Okay, it doesn't sound like it would end well for you.
No. Choppy and stabby.
Yeah.
It's not
So what is the plan? Stand back and shoot for a turn or 2 and then move up and score later on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm planning to have a shooting phase as good as yours.
Okay.
So I think it's better if I don't run into the lion's mouth.
Well, I really hope you have a shooting phase as good as mine. So let's move on to the shooting phase.
Let's do it.
There was a little bit of a tweak. These Hellblasters moving around so they could get some shoots on a Warglaive. And we're starting the shooting phase with some Predators.
Yeah.
So you're spending, is it a command point?
Yep.
Is it just 1 command point?
It
to
is
kill
just
shot?
1 command
I
point.
should definitely do that. Which means that when these guys fire at vehicles or monsters, it's +1 to wound and +1 damage.
Yeah.
So which one's firing first at what, sir?
Well, they're all at the top profile because he's not under half.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the injured pred.
Okay.
So we're going to fire them 1 at a time and hopefully do some goodness.
Do you want to fire at some Skitarii infantry?
I do, but not with these. So first one at the
This one?
armature. Yeah, straight
Okay.
there. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of my master.
There's 3 ones.
That's a good thing you stood there, mate.
Shoot better, he screams, and 3 more hits get in. So strength 9 versus toughness 7 would be wounding on 3s, but now you're wounding on 2s because of kill shot.
Re-rolling 1s because of good old Corvello stood there with his melter gun.
And all 3 wound anyway. So I need a 5 up. I just remembered rotate Iron Shields. Maybe I should do that next turn. 5 up and vulnerable save from Iron Shields. I fail them all. 3d6 damage +3 because of kill shot. Yeah.
I'm going to re-roll 1 with
Are
another
you?
command point.
Okay.
That
Well, that was a
it.
4,
That was a
or
4.
whatever it was. Basically, it's a dead Armiger. That's enough to get through. Armiger goes kablooey on a 6. Doesn't go kablooey, and that is first strike, and that was easy. So the second one is firing at this Armiger. I'm rotating Iron Shields.
Cool. Rinse and repeat. See
Yeah.
what happens.
3s to hit, and 2s to wound. Rerolling 1s. There's 2 1s.
Come on, Corvello. Influence that tank because it makes sense.
3 wounds. 3 4 up and vulnerable saves because I rotated. I make them all.
Ooh.
It's like the first good thing that's happened to me this game.
Well, probably not the last. Let's see what happens.
You've got another Predator.
Rinse and repeat.
Yes. 3 hits. 1 doesn't hit this time. And 2s. And they all wound. I assume it was the same Armiger.
Yeah.
4 up and vulnerable save. Iron Shields. I fail them all.
So
3d6 damage.
+3.
+3. It's 6.
9, 10, 13.
That's a dead Armiger. Which doesn't blow up. So 2 armigers down, and now Chris has spent another command point on Weapons of the Dark Age on the Hellblasters, which does what, sir?
Increases the damage characteristic of their plasma weapons by 1.
Okay, so you're up to damage 2 unless you're overcharging.
Because I think I should, just because of the success rate the plasma's had in this game so far.
Right.
And with a reliable reroll, we've seen how good
Yes.
plasma is. So all of these boys are going in at that.
So they're damage 3 now. None are in rapid fire range. That's 10 shots, hitting on 3s.
Rerolling everything they want for the last round.
Yep. Okay. So there's a 2 there as well, sir. And you didn't get any 1s, and all 10 shots hit. This gets you strength 8, toughness 7, wounding on 3s. You did a little dance there off camera.
I did a little
I
dance.
appreciate that. That was really good.
And I'm rerolling 1s because there's a lieutenant with them as well.
Nice. Okay. So that many wounds, each doing 3 damage. I need 5 up iron shield save. I dropped the dice. 5 up iron shield saves for the Omnissiah. No. That's 6 times 3 is 18 damage to that Armiger Wargave. Do not blow up.
Blow up.
It doesn't blow up. And that's 3 Armigers down. You're making it look easy. Next we have the 2 las cannons from the Razorbacks reaching out and touching one of these Armiger Helverins down here. And they both hit, they both wounded. I need 5 up invulnerable saves. I failed both of them as well. 2d6 damage for 10 damage. After the Helverin got knocked down to 2 wounds remaining, we were across to this side of the battle grid, and the first las cannon missed. That Razorback missed the Helverin, but now it's going to eat 10 storm cannon shots from this Leviathan, which typically hits on 2s, but it's heavy, right?
Yeah, and it's moved.
So you hit on 3s.
Oh.
No? Well,
I'm going to use one more command point, Wisdom
Yes.
of the Ancients, to reroll
roll hit
ones.
rolls of 1. I like it.
Should have done that earlier.
Or on your las cannon.
Yeah.
That would have been a good idea.
That would have been very good. Mistakes were made.
And that's pretty good. 9 out of 10 hits. What's the strength of this weapon?
Strength 7.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Toughness 7.
So 4.
And an AP of?
-2.
AP of -2. Only 3 got through. 3 5 up saves. I make them all.
Whee.
Either I'm failing them all or making them all. This is weird.
Hmm.
Then after the Leviathan fired, the Intercessors fired at this squad down here. Didn't do any damage to them. And we just remembered that you spent 4 command points this turn. So you get 1 back on a 5 up because of Azrael. And there you go. In the old days, you'd have got 2 back. But now you only get 1 back. So you're back up to 11 left.
Yep.
And then we measured up. There is no more shooting from you. Everything is either out of range or line of sight. And that was a successful shooting phase.
Wasn't bad. It's about 600 points I killed. So
Yeah.
I'm reasonably happy.
Wiped out quite a few armigers. I've got no morale to take anywhere. There are no assaults going on anywhere. But you have got first strike. So as the Penitent Forge make their way into this city, supported by the knights of the House of the Forge, the knights are getting lit up and cut down by the wrath of the Dark Angels. Let's go on to Penitent Forge's turn 2. Right, before the movement phase happened, we rolled for these servitors to see where they'd end up. This one wandered off, and that one over there wandered off. But at the start of my battle round, I will score a point for this one. He didn't wander far enough away from these rangers. And I'll score a point for that one down there. So it is now 2 points to 1. Right, here we are after my movement phase. 2 points to 1. Starting from the second battle round, each player scores 1 victory point for each objective marker they control at the start of their turn. So Chris will get a point for this one down here, making it 2 to 2 when we get to his turn, which meant I thought about dropping my infiltrators in here and then making a crazy charge and trying to deny him that point. But I don't think I'm going to have much left in my army next turn, so I need to try and keep those infiltrators in my pocket. So I haven't dropped them down onto the battle grid yet. Instead, I'm being as aggressive as I can be and moving up the table. So most of my guns are now in range. I've got Shroud Psalm and Chant of the Remorseless Fist echoing through the Noosphere. Those are the chants that the Penitent Forge are singing. The last of the Warglaves means to go up there and avenge his brothers. after this unit erupts and unloads into the intercessors in front. I've decided to surround this little servitor here because it moves 3. It might move 3, but there's no way you can get away from them to stop me scoring it. And the Helverin's standing still. And then over here, there's lining up the battle servitors so we can get shots on the Hellblasters essentially. And Designate 17 is not afraid. He's pushing further and further up the battle grid. So let's go on to the shooting phase. So spending a command point on Machine Spirit Resurgent, which means this Helverin fires at its top profile, and I'm going to fire at that injured Predator. I need to take out one of these guys. Need to stop that kill shot. D3 shots each. That's cocked. And that's 6 shots. Let's hope these guns are warmed up. Hitting on 3s. That's pretty good. Everything hitting. Now I'm wounding on 4s. And that's okay. I get 4 wounds in at -1, sir. And you fail every single save. That's 12 damage. That's a Predator. And even if you command point reroll one of them, that's still enough because each does 3 damage each. Does it go bang?
It does.
It does go bang. Do you want to command point reroll that one?
Yeah, I think I will. Yeah.
It doesn't go kaboom. Well, that's the end of the kill shot, but why couldn't it do that last turn? That would have been first strike.
Yeah, it would have been nice, wouldn't it?
It would have been lovely. Right, let's find the other Armiger Helverin at the other Predator over there because, mind you, already killed? No, yeah, I definitely, they're priority number 1, aren't they? So number of shots, 9 shots. That was hilarious. What did you say?
I used to say the Helverins are a bit hit and miss, aren't they?
That's just genius. 3s to hit. Well, now we're hitting. 4s to wound. 4 wounds.
Oh, look who suddenly got reliable.
At -1. Ooh, that's 9 damage.
And
you've already done a command point reroll in the shooting phase, my friend, to stop your Predator from blowing up. So that is 9 damage off that Predator. Putting it down to only 2 wounds left. That makes it very, very vulnerable. And let's go across to this last Armiger Warglaive here. I'm going to fire the Melter and the Thermal Spear into the Leviathan. Starting off with the Melter, which misses. D3 shots with the Thermal Spear, which is 3 shots. And I'm hitting on 3s, 1 hit. Yeah, that's toughness 8, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so I need a 4 to wound. It wounds the Invun?
Yeah, 4 up in one.
4 up in one. These are beasts. You fail that. 2d6 damage. Pick the highest on the Leviathan. Is 5 damage off the Leviathan.
Down to 9.
Now all I need to do is kill my way through all those intercessors so I can charge him. So let's overcharge the plasma calibers on the Cataphoron destroyers because that never goes badly.
It's a reliable, tried and tested tactic.
It is. I think it is. So D6 shots each. And that's nice. Please don't overheat. Please don't overheat. Please don't. Forced to hit. Rerolling those. There's a lot of overheating. Rerolling those 1s. I didn't overheat, and I got a lot of hits.
That's a lot of hits.
That's 11 out of 13 hits. This might work. See, the first turn was very hit. This turn very miss. 2s to wound. There's a couple of 1s. In fact, there's 4 1s. There's 4 1s. So that number of saves. 7 saves at -3, 2 damage each. 6 up saves. Each failed save will kill an intercessor.
5 ups with -3.
-3, yeah.
Oh, 6 ups, sorry. Of course, they're Terminators. Sorry, my life.
Terminators what?
1 save.
You get a save. You fail all of those saves.
2, 3 dead.
No, they're 2 damage each. I overcooked.
6 dead.
6 dead. So that is the squad wiped out. Then this unit of Vanguard were out of range of the Leviathan. This unit of Rangers could reach out and touch the Leviathan, but he made all of his saves, and that's the left flank fired, and I'm happy about that. I've tickled the Leviathan, wiped out that unit of Intercessors, ready to charge in with that Armiger Warglaive and give a good tickle with Mareepa Chain Cleaver. Now we're around here. Now
came out wrong.
What did I say? Overcharging with Plasma Calibers into that squad there. We got down and had a look. There's a gap through the doorway of the bunker, and I can see a couple. And I'm going to spend 2 points on Wrath of Mars. So any 6s to wound cause mortal wounds in addition. I need to get rid of these Hellblasters. However, if I roll 2d6 shots, if I roll 2 shots, then this is going to be a wasted 2 command points. And I roll 5 shots. That could have been a lot better. Do I command point re-roll that one? Yes, I do. This will cost me, yes. 4 shots. How I hate you, dice gods. Okay. 4s to hit. At least I will hit. It's 2s to wound and 6s do mortal wounds in addition.
Everyone's favourite type of wound.
I do a mortal wound, and then you've got, which you can put on one of them, and then you've got 3, 4 up invulnerable saves.
Yeah.
I do 2 damage each. And I kill 2 Hellblasters, because I'm assuming you're going to put one of the mortal wounds, and then, yeah. 2 Hellblasters die. That could have been better. Right, let's fire the second squad of Plasma Destroyers into them. Number of shots. Snake eyes. Overcharging, of course. 4s and re-rolling. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. I don't die. They both hit. Strength 8, toughness 4. 1 more wound, 1 more wound, 1 more 4 up and bun. What'd you get? I kill another Hellblaster. Your saves is like my shooting in the first turn all of a sudden.
I think this proves that your dice aren't weighted.
Yeah, they're just either they're either hit or miss.
Yeah, it's a game of hit and miss.
It is, isn't it? Right, let's fire lots and lots and lots of small arms all the way across the line into the Hellblasters. They'll have a 2-up save, except when they get hit by the plasma calibers. Designate 17 is out of range with his solar atomizer. Then after firing all my small arms and the plasma, and remembering I've got Transuranic Arquebuses back here, which probably could have got me first strike last turn, which I forgot to fire, firing in at the Hellblasters and this one guy up here, I put a Hellblaster on 1 wound. That was it. That was my tremendous shooting phase. Actually, some of the shots were good, but the savings was even better. You were in 2-up ruins there.
Apparently pointing through windows is good for your survival.
Yes, absolutely fine. He's okay. So that is the end of my shooting phase. Now, I'm going to do something incredibly crazy here. I think this squad are going to want to charge the Hellblasters. I think. Because that will stop you from shooting. Mind you, it's going to be -2 because at 1 minute. Right, I thought ruins were -2 to your charge, but they're not. That's craters. It's a 9-inch charge to get to them within an inch. So I'm going to roll the charge. And then we're going to do over... 1 minute. I might need to keep that command point in my hand. Let's start over here with the Warglaive. I just looked up and remembered this guy. So let's do the charge, then we'll do the Overwatch. Let's see if I get in. 8? Am I 9 away?
Yep, I'd say you're in.
Phew. The Warglaive took 4 wounds to Overwatch as he made his way in there, and then we just remembered...
You ignore damage on 6s.
I ignore damage on 6s. So I've rolled them for this one. And he didn't get any of his wounds back. Now, the other Armiger Warglaives, I'm not going to go back and look, because when you killed stuff, you overkilled stuff, you utterly killed it.
Yeah.
I mean, like 18 wounds off one Armiger Warglaive with the Hellblasters over there. I'd have had to make 7 6s to keep it alive. So he's definitely dead. And I forgot, so it's got a sting. But I know that there'll be a bunch of people screaming at the screen saying that I should have maybe some Armiger Warglaives back, but definitely not. I mean, you overkilled. Where you killed, you killed.
The thing is, I remember you even said that you're taking this household trait because you forget the other ones.
Yeah.
So.
And then I forgot it.
Well, I did too. I didn't fail to remind him. I forgot to think it was actually a rule.
But we've agreed that I'm going to roll the 10 6s for this thing down here.
Absolutely.
Because it's still on the battle grid. I'm not going to go back to the other ones. So I've got 10 dice in my hand. And I fail everyone anyway, so I don't get any wounds back.
The dice don't lie.
The dice do not lie. So let's assume that I didn't make any 6s on any of the other ones. Anyway, yeah, 9-inch charge over here. I didn't need my command reroll to make that. I know it's a bit crazy charging into Hellblasters, but if I make the charge, and if you don't kill me in Overwatch and when you swing back, I will stop those Hellblasters from shooting. So this is 9 inches. And there's a 9. Let's do some Overwatch. Let's get the Overwatch on camera. You need 6s. And you can re-roll everything because of Az.
That's a drop dice.
2 so far.
3 so far.
Re-rolling. Okay, so 3 in total. Strength 7, toughness 3. Winning on 2s.
Re-rolling 1s. Yep.
Okay, I have 6 up in vulnerable saves because of bionics. I fail all of them. 3 of them die. Now let's charge. This is where they end up. The lieutenant made a heroic intervention at the end of the charge phase. I can't attack him because I didn't declare him as a subject of the charge. I've tried to string back like this so as little Hellblasters as possible can pile in and join this fight. There's my alpha. I've got 4 attacks. I'm hitting on 4s. I'm re-rolling 1s because I chant of the Remorseless Fist. I'm strength 3, but I've got rad saturation, which drops your toughness down to 3. So I'm wounding on 4s. And I wounded 2 Primaris Marines. One of them's on 1 wound, but I don't take any out. Do you want to pay to interrupt anywhere with a dread? I don't think he's going to hurt that thing, or do you want me to carry on?
Just carry on.
Okay, so let's go round there to this thing. I've got 4 attacks, and I'm hitting your Leviathan Dreadnought on 3s. With the big sweepy one, not the sweepy one, the smashy one.
The stabby one.
Stabby one. 2 hits, strength 12, so I'm winning on 3s. 2 wounds.
That was insisting for a fist in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So 2 4-ups.
You fail 1, that's 3 damage. It's a flat 3 damage. How many wounds has he got left?
6.
6 left. So I've injured him. That's the end of my charging units. You might as well strike back over here, because we're over here. Yep. So I've got 3 attacks hitting on 2s or something.
Yeah, 4 attacks.
4 attacks?
Oh, no, it'll be 2, because he loses 1 for each close combat weapon that you remove.
Yeah, so it's 2 attacks. 2s to hit.
3s, because he's degraded now.
Okay.
And then strength 8.
Okay, 3s to wound.
Nothing.
You don't wound. Right, let's do the Hellblasters and the Lieutenant, and I hope one of these Skitarii survive. Back over here, this Primaris Lieutenant's got a power sword, so this could sting. 4 attacks hitting on 2s.
Re-rolling.
Everything hits anyway. And you're winning on 3s. And re-rolling 1s. So 2 get through at -3. I need to make a 6-up bionic save. Which I don't. There's only my alpha left alive. Hellblasters pile in. This is 8 attacks back, hitting on 3s.
Re-rolling because of Azra.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, he does
that. Guy. And now you're wounded on 3s. Should be easy, right?
Re-rolling 1s.
Okay, so I need to keep this guy alive, or I've just fed you a unit in your turn. He's dead. That didn't make very good strategic sense.
Everyone's dead, Dave.
Then at the end of Penitent Forge's turn 2, it looks like this. The Hellblasters are not consolidating, because then you have to come 3 inches towards the closest enemy unit. And that's the end of my turn. There's no morale for you to take, because you lost 3 there, plus 6. Basically, you're going to be fine with the Hellblasters. I have managed to lock up the Leviathan Dreadnought and push deep into your lines. The Penitent Forge are halfway up the battle grid. Now, the Terminators could jump in if they want to, the Deathwing. But we're about to go into Dark Angels, turn 2, and at the start of the player turn, you're going to get a point for securing that objective there. So it is 2 points to 2 as we go into Dark Angels, turn 2. Here we are after the Dark Angels movement phase, and the Deathwing Knights have joined the party, teleporting into this corner down here, close to that objective. Now, Deathwing Knights all have Storm Shields, all have a 3-up invulnerable save, so they're going to be difficult to shift, and my objective in my castle is under threat. Meanwhile, over here, you spent a command point on what? And this Dreadnought fell back and did what?
It's intractable. So
yes.
You can fall back and shoot as if he hadn't.
Nice. So he's still slightly degraded. He moved back 5, but yeah, he can fall back and fire. And then this squad got outside of that Razorback. There's a heavy bolter in that squad, also eyeing up the Armiger Warglaive, keeping in cover away from the plasma shots over here. And one of the Predators moved round. You were loath to move it because it's hitting on 4s now. But basically, there's going to be a lot of firepower coming in on the last Armiger Warglaive, and the Captain and the Lieutenant still providing their aura. Jumping out of this Razorback was another tactical squad running onto this objective here, because it's 2 points to 2, and you don't want me running away with the points. You need to try and score that in your turn. And then over there, the last squad got out of that Razorback, the Hellblasters shuffling back into the ruins. And there's a las cannon in that tactical squad that jumped out of the Razorback, and because the Helverins are so tall, you can see the top of the injured one over here.
I just didn't think I had enough las cannons on the table.
No, after I killed one of those Predators, you lost 4.
Gained 1.
You gained 1. So let's go on to the shooting phase. Starting over here, this Predator on the left is firing at the Armiger Warglaive. It's hitting on 4s because it moved.
Oh, drop dice don't count.
Drop dice don't count. Never count. And reroll the 1s because the captain. So that's all 4 hits. And 3s to wound.
No kill shot anymore.
No. 3 wounds. 3, 5 up invulnerable saves. And I make all 3 of them.
Oh, that's just not very friendly.
Spending the command point on Wisdom of the Ancients on the Dreadnought here, so you're rerolling hit rolls of 1, and you're double tapping the plasma. Are you overcharging it?
Of course I am.
Oh dear.
It's fine, it's fine.
It's fine, it's fine. Both hit anyway. Strength 8 now. And 1 wound. I need a 5 up and run. And I fail. That's 2 damage. That Armiger is down to 6 wounds left. Now the last cannon misses. Spending another command point on Hellfire shells, firing in and chucking a grenade, and the Hellfire round hits. That'll do D3 mortal wounds on this Armiger as acid eats it for 1. The remaining shots from the tactical squad failed to injure the Armiger Warglaive. Now the last thing firing in at it, potentially, mind you that Predator can see him, is this Leviathan. So you've got the flamers that are auto hitting first. Well, what are you doing first?
I'm going to do the grab flux first.
Grab flux. Number of shots.
Number of shots.
3.
3. Hitting on 4s.
Because you're injured and you fell back and you moved, right? So
Rerolling 1s.
Yep. All 4 hit. Strength this weapon?
9.
Nice. 3s to wound. They all wound. And this does a flat 4 damage, you're telling me.
It's minus 5 and flat 5 against vehicles.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, 5 up and vulnerable saves. No, that's a dead Armiger, which blows up. Does D3 wounds to the tactical squad for 3, and D3 wounds for the Dreadnought for 2. All of the guns from the Dreadnought were going into the Armiger Warglaive, and that is the last of the Armigers wiped out. Actually, I've got 15 6s to roll.
Yes.
I'm not going to roll them. It's definitely going to die. Right, Predator number 2, which is very injured, is firing down at this squad here. 4 shots, hitting on 5s now.
Mm-hmm.
And re-rolling the 1s. And 2 of them hit anyway. There's only 2 in this squad. They're toughness 5 though, so you're wounding on
3s.
And you re-rolling the 1 because of the lieutenant. So 2 wounds get through. It's minus 3. I have 6 up bionic saves. I've got Shroud Helm as well, but either way I need 6s. I failed them both. D3 damage a time. The first one, because I've got 3 wounds.
Damage.
Oh yeah, D6. Puts a wound on 1.
I'm going to command point that.
Okay, they have 3 wounds to get through. 1 dies, and the other 1 dies. You kill the squad of destroyers. After the destroyers fell, we have a plasma shot from the Razorback kill one of these, Vanguard, and the last cannon is coming in and hitting the one that's injured.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and hits. Wounds on a 3. And that's re-rolling 1. Do you re-roll 1? Yeah, Lieutenant's right there. You pulled him back on purpose. That's a wound. I need a 5 up in bun, which I fail. D6 damage for 4. I'm going to roll 6s for this because I've got 2 left. I need 3 6s. Or I get a 6, but that's not enough to keep that Helverin alive, which goes kablooey. Doesn't go kablooey. Helverin's down. I've got 1 Helverin left. The knights are falling. Now the last Razorback can see that Helverin as well, so this one deep in the ruin. Hull down is firing its last cannon as well.
Just double check. He's out of range of Azrael.
Nice.
And the lieutenant. So,
Nice. But he hits anyway.
3 wound.
And he wounds anyway. 5 up in bun. And I make my own bun. Then all the Skitarii Vanguard standing in front of Belisarius Cool, aka Designate 17, got wiped out by the Intercessors and the Hellblasters, firing a fusillade out through the ruins. His screen has fallen. Then the last thing left to fire was a missile launcher from this squad over here, which got out of the Razorback, screamed through the air and slammed into the hull of this Helverin. I need to make a 5 up save, which I fail, and this will do D6 damage on the Helverin for 3. And that lonely missile slamming into the Helverin was the last shot of the shooting phase. A pretty good shooting phase from the Dark Angels there, taking out a Helverin, taking out a Warglaive, taking out the Destroyers, taking out lots and lots of Skitarii. Now we're on to the charge phase. I've done some Overwatch. the knights declaring a multi-charge into these two squads here, and all the Overwatch failed to wound them because of their Terminators. Need a 9-inch charge to get into the engine seer. It's 10 inches into these ranges here. Let's see how far you go. That's a 7. Command point.
Got to be done, hasn't it? 50-50.
Got to be done.
Nope.
And that's an 11. You are in. We keep forgetting to do the reroll for your command points. So roll 5 dice, get a 5 or 6, and you get 1 command point back. You get your command point back that you made that charge with. And now we go into the fight phase. After piling in, the Deathwing Knights end up like this. The Master is attacking the Tech Priest Engine Seer, and 4 of them managed to get it with that 11-inch charge there, managed to get in with the Rangers. These 3 are all within an inch. He's within an inch of an inch, so those 4 attacking there. Where are we starting, sir?
We'll start off here. So 3 attacks from the Master.
Okay.
Into the Dominus.
Yep.
Hit on 3s.
2 hits.
This is strength 6.
Toughness 4.
3s.
They both wounds at minus...
It is -2.
-2.
Oh, sorry, -3.
-3. I need 6s. I've got an invulnerable save anyway, so... I make 1. How much damage does that do?
2.
2 damage. So Engines here start off with 4 wounds. He's down to 2 left. He's survived that. Brilliant. I don't think the Skitarii Rangers are going to survive all these attacks from the Deathwing Knights now. So that's 8 attacks coming in, hitting on 3s. And that wasn't great. That was 5 hits. Wounding on...
2s, so strength 8.
Okay.
There's no minus to hit with their maces. So.
Nice. Minus, there's 4 wounds get through, minus a lot, I'm assuming.
-2, flat 3 damage.
Okay, so I need 6s. And 4 of the Skitarii Rangers die. It looked like this when I pulled models, then I struck back with the Rangers, didn't do any damage. Now the Power Claw, or the Servo Arm, sorry, Power Claw, that's Orcs. The Servo Arm on the Engine's ear has managed to injure your Knight. This will do a flat 3 damage unless you make a 3-up invulnerable save. Which you do. I could have killed a Knight. Didn't kill a Knight. That is the end of your turn 2. We have morale. So morale over here. Let's roll for the Rangers. I might want to burn 2 command points to keep them from running away. Yeah, let's burn 2 command points to keep them from running away. And then morale elsewhere. I think everything you've shot at, you wiped out. You wiped out both of these squads over here.
They lost 1.
They lost 1. You wiped out that squad there. Over here, we didn't really take any casualties. So at the end of turn 2, it's 2 points each. And the Deathwing have arrived. And the advance of the Penitent Forge has been significantly slowed. Right, at the start of turn 2 battle round, we need to do the drifting on the wind thing. Now this is very important because some of these servitors can wander away and stop me scoring them. I've got objective secured down here. Don't want that one wandering off, so we need to roll off. And you get a 2, I get a 6. So I'm not going to move that servitor, and I will score that at the start of my turn. Yep, let's do this one here. I've got a 6, you've got a 1.
Yep.
That's really, really good. I beat you in the dice roll, which means I can move that there and score that one as well. And then we'll roll for these ones. You've got the 1 by the Razorback. I got a 6, 2. You got a 2. I'll move that away from you, but because it's the start of your battle round, right? So I can move that more than 3 inches away from that tank. Put that over there, which means you won't be scoring it. Interesting. And let's do this one as well. 1. You'll 1. It stays where it is. That one stays where it is. Right, just before we go into turn 3, just double checking and triple checking the rules. We move the servitors at the start of the battle round. And then it's the start of the player turn. And then I can score. So at the start of that battle round, we've moved the servitors. I will have a chance to score them before it gets on to the start of the player turn. So as we go into Penitent Forge's turn 3, it's going to be 6 points. No, 4 points to 2. So it's 4 points to 2, and that movement phase took an awful long time. I'm running out of assets, and I did a lot of measuring and a lot of pre-measuring and making sure I've got everything right. And order of operations in this turn is going to be crucial, because if I don't clear away these Deathwing Knights back here, then they're going to start scoring objectives. It is 4 points to 2. You're not going to be scoring with the servitor that I moved, But you will be scoring at the start of your turn that one there, making it 4 points to 3. So killing them, getting rid of them is going to be crucial. And also, if I clear away this unit from that servitor there, then I'll stop you scoring, stop Chris scoring again. So the infiltrators have popped up. They were clearly hiding inside that dugout there, that gun pit. And they're going to fire through as many shots as they can. They've got 25 pistol shots in on that tactical squad, and hopefully I can clear them away. Definitely losing the gun war here, but if I can get ahead on points and then run away and hide, I might be able to win. At the end of the movement phase, this Tech Adept can heal a wound on the Helverin, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to spend a command point on something that allows him to heal again 1 minute. Yeah, Master of Machines ability allows me to heal 1 wound on a Questorus Mechanicus Knight. And then Tech Adept allows me to do it again, so that's 2 wounds on that Questorus Mechanicus Knight. And then lots and lots of shots, hopefully firing in. You'll notice how I've placed these guys here, so even if that servitor wanders off 3 inches in any direction, I should still score it. Lots of shots going to go down into these Deathwing Knights here. And then this squad rumbled around the corner. Fortunately, there's a break in that ruin there, so I can get shots in on the Deathwing Knights as well. Oh, for countercalls, I'm going to be re-rolling hit rolls of 1, and I got Shroud's Arm 1 more time. And so I need to pull the trigger and kill as many as possible, then run away and hide. But Designate 17 will not run away and hide. It might be foolish, but he's going after Azrael. You cannot take this data from this. These servitors are ours. What are you doing here? You mystery wrapped up in a secret that's been eaten by a penguin. This cannot happen. So let's pull the trigger. Right, starting off the shooting phase, this squad of Vanguard here are going to shoot their radium carbines into these Deathwing Knights there. There's 3 of them with radium carbines. I'm hitting on 3s, and I'm re-rolling 1s because of my canticle. And unfortunately, I'm wounding on 5s. This is only strength 3 weaponry, but any 6s count as 2 wounds. And I don't get any 6s. I was looking for those magic 6s, because 6s can kill Terminators. 2-up saves on Terminators. They're fine anyway. And then there's 2 arc rifles in there. The arc pistol is out of range. 2 arc rifles fire and reroll 1s. And then they're strength 6. And one of them wounds, and I like to think that that's GSO1 who got the wound through. -1, but you hold your shield high. So that didn't work. Now these 2 squads here fell back. The Rangers and the Tech Priest engines here, so they can't fire. But let's go on to these Rangers here. 2 of the Rangers are in rapid fire range. So this number of shots, rerolling 1s, no 1s. And then strength 4. I get 2 wounds, but 6s to wound with Rangers are AP -1. The other one is AP dash. So this is a 3-up, which you make, and the 2-up, which you make. Okay, so the small arm's not doing anything at all. So let's overcharge some plasma goodness and fire these 2 destroyers in there with their plasma culverins. D6 shots each time for 4.
I am allergic to plasma.
Let me command point re-roll that. It gets me down to only 3 command points left for 5. 4s to hit. Re-rolling 1s because there's an engine dominus there. Okay, so 4 hits get through. This is strength 8 versus toughness 4, so 2s to wound, doing 2 damage a time, and 3 up and vulnerable saves. For each fail, a Terminator will fall. But they hold their shields high. They stand firm. So the Volkite Blaster from the Dominus will fire out. It's hitting on 3s because I moved. Re-rolling 1s. And it's strength 6. And that does a mortal wound in addition. It's AP dash though. So roll a 1. No, but at least a Terminator takes a wound. Then we're across to this squad here. I did get down and have a good look, and the 2 Transuranic Arquebuses can see that guy on the right. So let's fire at him. 3s. And strength 7. They both wound. No mortal wounds from the sniper weaponry, but it is -2. So 3 up and vulnerable saves. That one's a bit cocked. Oh, no, it does D3 damage, so I do finally kill 1 knight. Considering 1, 2, 3, 4 units, 5 units have fired at them, losing 1 knight so far, this could be going better. So let's fire the big guns from those guys over there. Actually, I'll fire the phosphor guns first, the first time the phosphor is in range. Force to hit, and it is strength 5. So 2 wounds at -1. 1 damage each. And I take a wound off 1, and then 3d6 shots, overcharging with the plasma for that number of shots. 10 shots, hitting on 4s, overcharging, re-rolling the 1. Okay, so that was okay. That was 7 hits. That was healthy. Wounding on 2s, each doing 2 damage. 1 fell off the floor table. 7 wounds got through. 7 3-up and vulnerable saves. Can you keep making these shield saves, sir?
Probably not.
Good luck.
Or
you do. Only 1 more night falls. This isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. You're going to take that objective from me. Oh dear. And I could turn around with a Helverin and fire rounds after rounds after rounds in them. But you've got las cannons up the table, which are slamming into my Helverin next turn. So and will probably kill it. So I need to kill one of these predators. So I'm going to shoot at this one that isn't injured. And it's 4d3 shots. I can't... Even if I put shots into the Deathwing Knights, I don't think I'm going to kill him with a 3-up and vulnerable save. Can I see him? No?
You can see him. You can
Yeah?
see, I think you can, yeah.
Okay. Let's double check, triple check.
Yeah, you can see.
Number of shots. Hitting on 3s. Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed.
2 hits. Force to wound. 1 wound at -1. -1.
4 up.
Nope. Takes 3 damage off the predator. But that could have been better. That would have been a dead predator if I'd have fired on the other one.
Well, it could have been worse, depending on your perspective.
That's true.
For me.
Okay. Let's fire this squad of rangers into your Leviathan Dreadnought, because I want to kill him, and he's only on a few wounds left. And there's 2 arc rifles here. So they hit on 3s, and they wound on 5s. Isn't going to do it. Rest of the shots from the rangers fired out at that Leviathan, and he just loves it. The shots pinging off his armour. Okay, so fired lots of guns all over the place and taken out 2 Deathwing Knights so far. So, E17, D17.
Stay now.
Stay now. And the Rangers are going to unload into the Hellblasters here. Belisarius Crawler's D3 shots. For 3 shots. He hits on 2s. And he rerolls them. He gets 2 hits. This is strength really high, wounding on 2s. 1 wound, 1 4-up and vun, which you fail, and it does D3 damage. 1 was on a wound, so I do kill a Hellblaster. Now let's do the Rangers. Okay, so shooting phase, not so good, but I need you to stop scoring this objective here, next to that servitor. Stop downloading this data. So spending 2 of my last remaining 3 command points for Wrath of Mars. And these infiltrators are going to unload on this tactical squad here. 25 shots with Flechette. I need 3s to hit, and I reroll 1s because of my canticle. After the reroll, I got 19 hits in. Now, Wrath of Mars will do mortal wounds each time I roll a 6 in addition. But these Flechette blasters are only strength 3, so I'm looking for 5s and 6s, mainly 6s. 1 hit the floor.
It's 5 6s.
Is it?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 6s. Wrath of Mars worked. So the infiltrators lying in wait all this game managed to prove their worth there, wiping out that squad, stopping them scoring. Over here, not so much. That's the end of my shooting phase. I killed the Hellblaster when the small arms thumped into them here. And now I'm going to charge. Or am I going to charge? Yes, I'm going to charge. The Vanguard are going to try and charge into the Hellblasters first and tie them up. They make the charge. Let's do some Overwatch. I lost 1 Vanguard on the way into Overwatch. Now, designate 17, declaring a charge against the Hellblasters and the Lieutenant again, just in case he heroically intervenes. I need a 7 discharge. That's a 5. I'm not going to command point reroll that because I've got 1 command point left and I think I might need it. I think I might need it. So that is the end of my turn 3. I don't think you've got any morale to take because I've basically tickled a Predator and hurt 2 Deathwing Knights over there, and that's not enough for morale. So that is the end of Adeptus Mechanicus' turn 3. It was 4 points to 2, but at the start of your turn,
Don't score anything.
You don't score anything because this servitor wandered away, beep, beep, beeping. That one, well, is covered in blood from the tactical squad.
He's lonely.
And this one here is being scored by the troops. So it is still 4 points to 2 as we go into Dark Angels. Turn 3. 1 minute, we forgot to do the fights. 4s to hit. 4s to wound. No wounds. Hellblasters fight back.
Hit on 3s.
Rerolling everything because of... This is the Hellblasters fighting back. Okay, that wasn't great. And then wounding on 3s. This will be better.
Rerolling the 1s.
Okay, that's a lot of wounds. 4 up saves. I lose 4 guys. That's the squad.
Everyone's dead, Dave.
So here we are after the Dark Angels movement phase, and Chris is taking a leaf from the Adeptus Mechanicus' playbook. If he kills the things that are scoring these objectives, then at the start of my player turn I won't score them. So those 2 predators are lining up the destroyers here. If he wipes them out, and then this servitor decides to wander off in that direction, at the start of my turn I won't score it. And talk about not scoring it. These Deathwing Knights that took a hailstorm of plasma last turn are going to easily deal with those 2 rangers there. And then potentially I won't score any points. And talking about trouble, Belisarius Call, aka D17, is in a world of trouble. There are 5 Hellblasters left. 6 Hellblasters left in rapid fire range with Azrael and a lieutenant just pointing plasma annihilators at him. He is in trouble.
The invincible call will be tested.
He is invincible. Talking about trouble, this servitor here, you've put a leash on him. The intercessors ran down and jumped on and grabbing hold of him, saying, stay here, don't move away. And then the Razorback has moved to get shots in on call as well. And the squad here that took some mortal wounds when the Armiger Warglaive blew up had to advance to run round onto that objective. So if all this works out for you, I won't score anything in my turn, and if the servitors don't wander off, you should score some points in your turn. It's 4 points to 2. It's very, very close. But the Dark Angels have yet to speak, so let them speak with guns and bullets and blades. Let's go on to the shooting phase. So where we stand up, Chris?
Starting with this spread here.
Yep.
Going straight into those breaches.
Destroyers?
Destroyers. Don't know why I keep calling them breaches. Sorry, Internet.
It's okay. There's another unit. They're called breaches. 5s to hit, re-rolling 1s, and 3 hit. 3s to wound. I am toughness 5. Okay, 2 wounds get through. I have got Shroud's Arm in effect, but it's basically 6 up and vuns that I need. So I need 2 6s. Already? Okay. Okay. 3 wounds got through. That was a 4.
Oh,
3 got through.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh.
No? Okay. If you don't want to spend the command point...
No, I'm doing it.
Yeah?
I've spent it. I've done it.
You've done it?
Yeah.
6s. Okay. D3 damage a time. D6 damage a time. 3 wounds to get through. The first one is dead. Second one is dead. That worked. That worked. So all you need is that servitor to not listen to the orders from that Tech Priest Dominus and wander off. Next up, the other Predator is firing 4 las cannons at the infiltrators. Really don't like them.
Gotta go.
3s to hit. Rerolling 1s. That was unfortunate. That was a bunch of 2s. 1 hit. They are infiltrators. They are slippery. 1 move gets through. I have a 6 up and run. Nope. And D6 damage. They have 2 wounds each. 2 wounds. So one of them just gets turned to red mist. Well, not so much red mist, but also bits of sparks and shrapnel and paste. Yes, exactly. Where else are we going? That's the Predators.
Right, okay, so let's do the Ground Flux Bombard
Yeah.
into the little boys here.
Little boys.
Little boys.
They're heroic rangers of the Omnissiah, sir. Holy warriors.
Paste. And then the Storm Cannon into the Destroyers
Okay.
behind them.
Okay.
So, D3 shots plus D3 for every 5 models in a unit.
Okay.
So 2 D3 shots for
2 shots. And you're hitting on 4s now. Or did you move?
I didn't move this turn.
Okay, so 3s to hit.
2 hits.
And 2s to utterly kill.
Yep.
I need 6s. They are bionics. Did
Yep.
you blow off something that they didn't need?
Apparently I did.
Yeah, apparently you did. So only 1 dies and 1 gets blown off a bit.
And
I shouldn't have said that. Storm cannon.
back passages and blowing people off. What's all this about?
Storm cannon is 10 shots coming into the destroyers. 3s to hit. No re-rolls.
I should have popped wisdom.
You can pop wisdom if you want to. I don't mind.
All right,
Pop wisdom.
Brilliant. If we're popping things,
Pop the wisdom. And command point back again, maybe on a 5.
Yeah, because that is a stratagem.
Yeah. Nope. Okay, and then 2s to wound. And you said this is AP -2?
Yes.
Or is it 3?
This is on the destroyers.
On the destroyers?
Yes.
AP -2. Because I've shroud some, so I've now got a 5 up.
Yeah.
Because it's a 3 up to a 5 up. I make 2. How much damage does it do?
2 damage each.
So that will kill 1, that will kill another, and 1 is on 1 wound left. 1 destroyer left, not for long. Las cannon from a razorback coming in. And it re-rolls the 1, it hits anyway. Wounds on a 3, and it wounds, I need a 6. I don't make a 6, dead destroyer.
Yeah.
And then you said the twin plas was coming in. At these guys, hitting on 3s. 1 hit, wounding on a 2. Wounds, 6, no. One of these guys dies. So what was once a powerful left flank is just getting chewed up now. There's a Tech Prius Dominus and 4 Rangers left. These Rangers are going to be in trouble. The Razorback, the Predators, the Dreadnought has fired. We've got some Razorbacks over here, and the Hellblasters still left to fire. Where are we going now, sir?
Let's do 3 las cannons from this guy, that one, and that one.
Yeah.
At Belisarius.
Okay, 3 separate units, but we'll do them all together if you want to.
Yeah, the plasma guns, just to nominate, the plasma guns will also fire at him.
Okay.
And the rest of the squad's bolters will also fire at him.
Okay. Right, 2 of them are hitting on 3s, and 1 of them's hitting on a 4, because it moved, and you re-roll because of ours. So 3 las cannons thump into Belisarius' core, which wound on 5s, I think?
3s.
Re-rolling the 1 to wound because the lieutenant stood nearby. No. So he's toughness 6, but las cannons are las cannons. He has a 5 up invulnerable save. Hold firm, my friend. He doesn't hold firm. 2d6 damage. 7. Belisarius' core is on 1 wound left. Now the 4 plasmas from the Razorbacks. Re-rolling to hit. Okay, 3 hits. Strength 7, toughness 6. Re-rolling the 1. And you said you weren't double tapping?
No, they're not in rapid fire.
Okay, so I have a 2 up save, -3 is a 5 up save, +1 for Shroud Time is a 4 up save. I need to make 2 4s. And do I command point re-roll that with my last command point? Which means you'll probably want to unload the Hellblasters into them. If I don't do that, then the Hellblasters will probably kill the Infiltrators.
That is the plan.
And then if I keep my Infiltrators alive, then they could move forward. I won't score anything, but I might be able to stop you scoring that in your turn. But I'll be giving up a point for Bella. I've got a command point to reroll it. He is my Warlord. My last command point. I want you to waste all the Hellblaster shots in on Designate 17. And then I want him to take them all. But he dies anyway. That is Slay the Warlord. And with the death of Designate 17, it's 4 points to the Admech, 3 points to the Dark Angels. And then the Hellblasters sneezed in the general direction of the Infiltrators and wiped them out. And I believe that's the end of the shooting phase. Everything that can see has fired. Everything that can reach out and touch has fired. And now we've got a charge coming on. The Deathwing Knights are going in to the 2 Rangers. And the Knights wipe out those Rangers with ease. And that is the end of turn 3. I've got a morale to take over there. Don't roll a 6. I roll a 1. I'm fine. They managed to stand firm. And that's it. All I've got left now is a Dominus and some foot troops around here. And a Dominus and a Helverin and some foot troops around here. And that is it. And it's 4 points to 3. So let's do this on camera again. Rolling up for these guys. Let's see if they move or not. So let's roll for this one. I roll a 2 and you roll a 5. So you can move that servitor if you want to. We're doing this at the start of turn 4, obviously. Or you can leave it there. And putting it back. Yeah, you'll still score it. Then let's roll up for this one here. You really want it to wander further away from my Tech Priest Dominus. I get a 1. You get a 5. So you can move it away. Then at the start of my player turn, I won't score it.
Have some of that.
Oh no. And then we're going to go over to this one here. What do you roll, sir?
So 4.
5. I'm going to pull that away from your guys, so you can't score that one. Now, has this intercessor managed to snag this slippery little servitor down here that ran away last time?
You're staying where you
So
are.
5. 2. Yes, he is. So that's 4 points to 3, and at the start of my turn I wasn't in range of any of the objectives, so it's still 4 points to 3. Here we are after the movement phase. I've healed the last wound back on the Helverin, so he's back on full health, and advanced this squad to surround this guy here, so at least, and the Tech Priest Dominus is in range of that servitor as well. Hopefully one guy will be left alive, and I'll score it, and it won't wander off. Stay now. Stay there. Stay now.
No.
And I've got Shroud's Arm in effect, and reroll hit rolls of 1 in the shooting phase again. And quite simply, you're going to get 2 points. You're going to score 1 for that one. Chris is going to score 1 for that one. And he's going to score 1 for this one, putting him 1 point in the lead. So I need to kill at least one of these units. Now I can't reach out and touch this guy down here. He's hidden well in terrain. But what I can do is throw everything I've got into this unit of Deathwing Knights here, including the Helverin. So that's what I'm doing, and GSO1 has jumped out of terrain, and he will be the hero we need, not necessarily the hero we deserve. Meanwhile, the last squad of Rangers are making their way up the table. I am now in rapid fire of that Leviathan Dreadnought, so let's try and kill him first. Hitting on 3s. And I rolled too many dice, so let's do that again. Because there's 2 arc rifles and an arc pistol. I need 5s to wound with this arc weaponry, and it's -1, and each does D3 damage against a vehicle. So you failed 2 of them.
No, I don't. 2 up save.
2 up save?
Come to 3 up.
Oh no. I fired the galvanic rifle from that squad as well, didn't do any damage, so that is that. Okay, so that didn't work. Meanwhile, this squad of Rangers are in rapid fire range of the Deathwing Knights down here. Need to clear these guys off. So I'm hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s. There are no 1s, but I did get 11 hits in. Wounding on 4s. And 6s and -1. There's 1 6, so that's a 3 up save. And the other ones did a wound, and these ones are just 2 up saves. Unless you want a command point reroll any of these. You've got 4 left.
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Okay.
Don't listen to witness.
Hashtag don't listen to witness. 2s. That's a dead knight, unless you reroll that 1.
I'm going to re-roll that 1.
He's alive. 1's on a wound. Let's fire a pistol. It hits. Or does it? No, it doesn't. Tech Priest Engines is. Hit on 4s. Okay, this squad here with GSO1 in it. There's 2 arc rifles and an arc pistol. That's 5 shots coming in at these knights. I'm hitting on 3s. And I'm re-rolling those 2 1s. So I get 4 hits. Strength 6 arc weaponry. Wounding on 3s. That's 3 wounds at -1, sir. 1's on a wound. But you could make a bunch of... So 1 dies and 1 takes a wound. 9 radium carbine shots. Thump in. 3s to hit. Rerolling 1s because of my canticle. 5 hits. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds that cause 1 damage. 1 wound that causes 2 damage. 1 dies. And then a 2 up save. He lives. 1 Deathwing Knight to get through, and I'm running out of gun. I've got 2 Tech Priest Dominuses and this Helverin. I really don't want to fire at him. So let's do the eradication array on this Tech Priest Dominus. It's D3 shots for 2 shots. It's heavy. I would be hitting on 2, so now I'm hitting on 3s. They both hit. It's strength 6. I'm winning on 3s and it's AP -2. They both wound. 2 3 up invulnerable saves. He's down to 1 wound left.
This is it.
And I really don't want to fire the Helverin. So it's just this Tech Priest Dominus here. He's got 3 shots with his Volkite Blaster. He moved as well. So he's hitting on 3s. Oh no. 1 hit. Strength 6. If I get a 6, it causes a mortal wound in addition. That's what Volkite does.
Yeah.
It burns with the heat of 1,000 suns. So I really need a 6, or the Helverin is going to unload. I get a 6! The dice gods heard my prayer. Thank you, Omnissiah. The Deathwing Knights fall. To be fair.
It's about time. You needed some luck.
There was a lot of firepower going into them. Right. What is the Hellbringer going to shoot at now? Oh, let's shoot at that Predator.
It's got 2 wounds left.
Yes. Mind you, that Predator's hitting on 5s. So let's shoot at the other one that's still hitting on 3s. 4d3 shots. Ooh, that's big money. 11 shots hitting on 3s. That one's okay. And now I'm wounding on 4. Strength 7, toughness 7. So 4's to wound. Okay, so 4 wounds get through at -1, each doing 3 damage. Let's see if this Predator can take it.
I need to make 2 of these.
You make 1. So...
I make 3.
No, it's -1.
Yeah.
So it's a 3-up save. So that gets through. These ones save. You only take 3 damage off the Predator. How many wounds has he got left?
6.
6. So he's degraded. That one will be hitting on 4s. The other one hitting on 5s. That's the end of my shooting phase because these guys moved forward. I don't have any charges. I could potentially charge in there.
Do it.
Would that be suicide? I mean, I've suicided Rangers after Vanguard into Hellblasters.
Why ruin the tradition?
Yeah, it's tradition, isn't it? So let's charge in with the Rangers. Let's see if they make it into the Leviathan Dreadnought. Yeah, they do, if I survive the Overwatch. Then we did the Overwatch. Then I was rudely reminded that the Leviathan has 2 heavy flamers built into its chest. And then my Vanguard disappeared, screaming in a ball of oily flame. Now that is the end of Adeptus Mechanicus' turn 4. I didn't get any points. We're about to move into the Dark Angel's turn. You will get a point for grabbing hold of that servitor there with this guy by the scruff of the neck, stopping him wandering off. So as we go into Dark Angel's turn 4, it is 4 points each. This game is close. Right, here we are after the Dark Angel's movement phase, 4 points each. The Predators move, so this one's hitting on 6s, this one's hitting on 5s, but in turn 5, then they'll be back up to hitting on 5s and 4s. Besides, they were out of range or line of sight of everything because of all the terrain in the way. Razorback staying still, and finally the Hellblasters, having killed everything, including my Warlord that came at them, have broken cover and are moving through the gap. And a squad of Tactical Marines jumped up as well. Now what needs to happen here is the Dark Angels need to clear away all the troops and the HQ that is on surrounding this servitor down here, trying to stream data off of it. Meanwhile, the remaining 2 Tactical Marines have chasing after the servitor that wandered away from them. So currently, Chris is trying to nab 2 of these servitors. The Leviathan's out of range of everything. He's done well. He's killed everything that's come towards him. You can't see anything else for this turn. He's only moving 5. The Razorback popping around the corner as well. So it's turned into a long-range shooting match now. And at 4 points each, I need to hang in there. Hang in there, boys. Let's go on to the Dark Angels shooting turn. So opening up the shooting phase, there's a tactical squad and an intercessor here. And the tactical squad has a las cannon. The small arms fired into the Rangers, killing 1, and the las cannon bounced off the armour of the Helverin. Now we're going on to the Hellblasters. There's a couple in rapid fire range, unloading everything into this squad of Rangers here, trying to clear them off the objective. They are within 6 inches of Azrael, tucked in that ruin there. Are you overcharging?
No need. No need.
3s to hit, re-rolling everything because it has. Okay, that's pretty good. 2s to wound because I'm really, really weak.
And re-rolling 1s because of the lieutenant.
And there's 2 1s. Okay, so you got a chunk of wounds through. That's 7 wounds. There are 5 models here. It's -4. Now I have 6-up bionic saves. So I need to make a couple of 6s. I make 2 6s, but it's still enough to wipe the squad. That leaves my Tech Priest Dominus exposed. However, the las cannons back here from the Razorbacks, the one that isn't re-rolling is the only one that can see through all of this stuff. So hitting on a 3.
A 4, because he's moving.
Hitting on a 4, okay. And it hits. Wounding on a 2. And you wound. Okay, holding on to this objective here. I need to make a 5-up invulnerable save. No, D6 damage, 5 wounds to get through. 5. He gets wiped out, and even if this servitor stumbles 3 inches back this way, he won't be within range of the Helverin for me to score it. So the plan on this flank has worked. Now we're going across to the other flank. So that Razorback can see this Helverin. You've popped Wisdom of the Ancients one more time, so you're hitting on a 4. Re-rolling once, you got your command point back as well, which is nice. And it misses anyway. So that Helverin's fine. We've got las cannons from the Predators. Are either of them in range of the Helverin, or are you just going to leave them alone for a turn? Back Predator's just out. The front Predator can hit, but it's hitting on 6s because he's a bit poorly. And he doesn't get any hits. We were on the 1. Oh yeah, because of the captain nearby. Yeah, 1 hit.
Never leave home without one.
Yep. Wounding on a 3. And it wounds 5 up in Bun. That's a 2. That does D6 damage. For 2 damage, the Helverin's down to 10 wounds left. Command point reroll. 5 damage. After the Helverin took 5 wounds, then we had a Hellfire round coming out of this squad here, firing down into GSO1 squad, killing 3 of them. And that is the end of the shooting phase. That's the only casualties I need to do for morale tests. So I lost 3. I'm leadership 7. And 4 plus 3 is 7. So GSO1 squads hold. Of course he does. And that's the end of turn 4. It's 4 points each. And all I've got left is some Skitari down here. And a Helverin on 7 wounds. It's fingernail stuff. Fingernail stuff? I don't know. What am I saying?
Carotene. It's carotene.
I'm hanging on by my fingernails.
Nail biting stuff.
Nail biting stuff. That's what I meant. Let's go on to Penitent Forge's turn 5. Right, before we move anything at the start of the battle round, let's find out where these objectives go to, because this is critical. If these servitors wander away from you and you don't table me, then potentially I could win or you could win. It all depends on where these servitors go. So let's start down here with this servitor, this lonely servitor, and my tech priest engines here. What do you roll? You rolled a, what is that?
A 3.
That's a 3. Okay. What do I roll? I roll a 3. So that servitor stays where it is, and I don't know if I'm within 3 inches. It doesn't look like it. Mm-hmm. Let's roll for this one here. That's a 5. And a 5, so that servitor stays where it is as well. Interesting. The one with your 2 tactical marines holding on to, grabbing it by the scruff of the neck, is a 3. I rolled a 5.
Oh, no.
I'm going to move that 3 inches away from you, straight up the table. So you won't score that one either. At the start of your player turn. And then this one that you managed to grab by the scruff of the neck last turn. Now, is he wriggling free?
Don't do it.
You rolled a 1.
Oh.
I rolled a 3.
Oh.
He's going to run away from you. So after these servitors wriggle away, at the start of the player turn, I'll score a point for any of my units that are within 3 inches of these servitors. And I'm not within range of any of these down here, so I won't get any points, which means I'm still on 4. But at the start of your player turn, they wandered away from you. So you won't get any points either. It'll be 4 points to 4 at the end of turn 5. It needs to go into turn 6 to see if there is a winner, unless there is a tabling coming up here. So I think it is time for the Penitent Forge to be a hasty retreat. Here we are after the movement phase. This is my entire army, the Helverin, the Rangers, and these squads running down and surrounding this servitor here, holding him down, pinning them down. And because I don't have Belisario's Call on the table, I can't modify my Canticles of the Omnissiah, so I don't have Shroud's Harm in effect. I've got +1 strength and Litanies of the Electromancer, both of which do not help me at this time. So basically no help from Canticles. That squad advanced, he advanced, engines here, surround that guy. That'll be a point if I don't get blown off that objective there. Because I don't have Shroud's Harm, the Rangers have jumped back into cover, and the Helverin has pulled back. I thought about maybe going up and holding on to that servitor, but these things tend to wander off all on their own. So there's no guarantee it'll be there after I walk forward into a field of plasma. So let's pull the Helverin back. Meanwhile, I can fire at these two tactical marines right next to that objective there. And because that predator's moving 3, the other one's moving 6, the dreadnought might be able to advance onto him. If I kill these and you get bad advance rolls, I might be able to stop you scoring that in turn 6 if it goes to turn 6. So let's fire at this servitor. Let's fire at these tactical marines with the Helverin. I'm still hitting on 3s. This is the number of shots. 8 shots, 3s to hit. That's okay. That's 5 hits. That's okay. Strength 7, toughness 4. 3s to wound. Oh dear. 1 wound at -1, but +1 because you're in terrain. And one of them dies anyway, and that's the end of my turn 5. That is it. I've got no more guns left to fire. It's 4 points to 4 for the Penitent Forge. As discussed, the Dark Angel's too far away from those objectives to score them. So let's go into Dark Angel's turn 5. Let's see what damage they can wreak. What am I trying to say?
Wreak.
Let's see what damage they can wreak. And let's see if it goes on to turn 6. Here we are after the Dark Angel's movement phase. The Hellblasters busting forward with Azrael screaming in their ear. They're now in range of the Helverin. That'll be a lot of shots coming in. Meanwhile, in the backfield, this slippery little bugger that keeps running away. You've moved the Razorbacks round. They're not going to have any line of sight, but basically if I move this 3 inches, that servitor, doesn't matter how far I move it, you'll still be in 3-inch range. You'll still be able to score that one.
Making him a playpen.
Yeah, making a playpen for him to, I can see him wander off and bang into the side of the Razorback. The 2 predators over here stay still. They are in a range of this Tech Priest Dominus, who is my last HQ on the table. So he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Meanwhile, you did a similar thing over here. The Leviathan was out of range of everything, so he ran over to try and double team this servitor here. There is room for him to run away a bit, maybe, if it goes on to turn 6. But we're in turn 5 shooting phase for the Dark Angels. They've got precious little targets to pick on. The Helverin and the Dominus might not be here at the end of the shooting phase. Then we powered through the shooting phase and the Dominus got blown up. It was las cannon fire from the backfield and from this guy over here. He made a few 5-up and vulnerable saves. And then some other fire came in at the Helverin. And because there are many, many trees in the way, and because the Helverin is tactically retreating, only a few shots managed to get in and I managed to make up my saves. So the Helverin is on 7 wounds left. And that is the end of Dark Angels turn 5. And it's 4 points each. And I do not believe it is this close.
It's
considering I've got a Helverin and some troops left. And that's it. 5 points each at the end of turn 5. And the player who went first rolls a dice. Now clearly the Penitent Forge are on the backfield. At this time it would be a draw because I'm saying that you absolutely annihilated me, but we got the information we needed and maybe brain scrubbed these servitors, downloaded scrap code into them to stop you getting the information that the Dark Angels came here to get. That is if it is a draw, but if it goes on to turn 6, it should be all over for the Penitent Forge. The player who went first, which was me, rolls a dice. So on a 1-2, the game ends. And the game ends. This is the way the world ends. So the Penitent Forge paid a heavy, heavy price for coming to this place. Designate 17 turned to scrap. Indeed, all of the command structure turned to scrap except for this Tech Priest Engineer here. We will be back here to retrieve their data cores. And the Dark Angels, well, the Dark Angels didn't suffer very many casualties. The Predators, 2 of the Predators still alive, and lots of the Hellblasters and the Honoured Ancient over here. The Deathwing that dropped into the backfield got wiped out though. But they didn't manage to secure their mission either. It's a draw. It is a draw. How did it end up as a draw?
I have no idea. I think you got really savvy with how you were playing quicker than I did. I had a lot of guns, not a lot of mobility.
Yeah.
I could have pushed forward earlier, but there were just so many armatures on the table until they were gone.
Yeah.
You had the ball control.
But
I had to let that happen.
You took out 3 armatures in one turn, in turn 1, and I didn't take out any of your vehicles. And then it was like, right, play the mission, play the mission, play the mission.
Yeah.
And we kept ducking into the rulebook to make sure you're getting it right.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a frustrating one to play because you can't be sure that you're scoring your points.
No,
I mean,
you can't be sure where these little guys will end up.
Yeah.
Because at the start of the battle round, they move, and then at the start of the player turn, you score. So if you go second there, you can shoot people off objectives like I was doing.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Well, I mean, going first. I mean, I was second there, but I think going first gave you the advantage in that mission. I wanted to go second based on how I built my army.
Yeah.
I think if it went on another turn, I probably would have taken it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the most objectives I could have scored if that thing hadn't have moved anywhere would have been a point. And then if these things hadn't moved anywhere, you'd have got 2 points. But then, who knows? Who knows where they'd have ended up? Maybe you'd have got a point and I'd have got a point.
I mean, it slowed down as I just ran out of stuff to kill.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, you did run out of stuff to kill. You did a good job. But if you'd have gone first and wiped out 3 armatures, and then I would have gone, and then I'd have tried to hit back with what I'd have got. I think if you'd have gone first, because of all these las cannons on the table, it could have been an uphill struggle for the Penitent Forge straight away. So me going first, mind you, going first, I should have killed a couple of vehicles. I should have made it trickier for you in turn 1. But them's the dice. That's what the dice gods do sometimes.
I mean, when I built the list, I didn't know you were bringing 6 armatures. So
yeah, 6 armatures helped, but as soon as you took them out, I was struggling against every single vehicle. It was, those 6 armatures was like 1,060 odd points.
Yeah, so it's a good half of the army.
Yeah, 2,500 points. Yeah, it was a lot of points.
Yeah. 600 points of cred. Creds really do work.
Yeah, and it's 144 for a squad of 3 Cataphront destroyers. So if you add those destroyers plus those armatures into the list, that's 1,500 points. So at 1,000 points of HQ and infantry just running around. Mind you, having those infantry scoring stuff.
Yeah.
And extra bodies, that was quite handy.
I mean, I'm looking at it, the only infantry I've got left are my tactical marines.
Are they? These guys up here?
Yeah, just tactical marines.
Okay.
Until Primaris get rhinos.
There's that guy who's been running after the servitor as well.
Yeah, and there's Mr. Stabby hidden in the building, so they'll be getting their battle on this this time. Yeah, Azrael saw them perform. Yeah, do you think Primaris is going to get rhinos? Do you think they're going to get if they get them, I'll take them. I mean, I've been playing since second, and I love normal marines, but painting these models, they're an absolute pleasure to paint. Yeah. You can make them look really, really nice. Yeah. Games Workshop have said that there will be increasing the Primaris range. I do think, as well as the assault units that Primaris need, they do also need some kind of light transport, maybe a light drop pod or a drop pod of some kind, or some kind of light transport, some kind of speeder, so they can move forward. They need that assault element, they need that speed element. They're missing it at the moment. I mean, they're in scale with the main battle tanks, so Predators and stuff, that can stay, I think. Yeah. I think they look alright. I like Primaris. I like the models. I like the models. The narrative, the narrative could be worked on, but the models themselves, they've done a stunning job. You can't argue that the models are gorgeous, but the lore bothers me. Yeah, I think the lore bothers everyone. Yeah. Okay, so we'll wrap this up here. This battle map brought to you by GameMat.eu. These terrain and the sceneries come from everywhere. Different various model shops. The scenery is all basically, this is all old Games Workshop stuff. They don't sell this stuff anymore. They've got the new city terrain stuff. I've got some of it. I need to stick it together and paint it. So yeah, for more Winter's SEO battle reports, please check out deploymentzone.tv if you just want to support us and help us make some more battle reports. We really, really appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and thank you to everyone who's watched and enjoyed this battle report. Happy wargaming.